welcome back to the Labyrinth of Touhou 2. This time we're going to be discussing Aya Shamemaru, the traditional reporter of fantasy. So Aya is one of the most interesting characters in the game. We'll talk about that very shortly, but let's start with her base stats. Coming in, she has a half-decent HP stat of 136, a decent attack stat at 126, defense of 60, magic of 54, mind of 80, and a whopping 144 speed. With her base stats at level 1 being 105 HP, 13 MP, gaining 1 every 15 levels, 67 attack, 34 defense, 31 magic, 28 mind, 104 speed, 60 evasion, as well as 8 HP recovery, 20 TP, 2 MP recovery, 60 level up difficulty, and 48 library costs. So overall, her library costs level up difficulty aren't the best, and neither is her HP recovery or MP recovery, with actually really terrible HP recovery. But overall, that's not too bad. Then looking at her status resistances, she has 40 to poison, heavy, tear, silence, death, paralyzation, and 0 to shock and debuff. Elemental affinities are 100 to fire and cold, 200 to wind, 150 to nature, 75 to spirit and mystic, 90 to dark, and 100 to physical. Overall, looking at her base stats, it's quite clear what she wants to do. She lacks great defenses, even though she has good HP, or decent average HP. Definitely not attacking HP. But she makes up for that with amazing godlike evasion stats, and she is incredibly fast. She does have some wind resistance, but overall her resistances aren't that great, and even her stat resistances are only kind of okay, with really abysmal shock and debuff resistances. But can she really make use of such an RNG moveset? You're going to be abusing evasion, so you gotta have something to make up for the fact that you're going to be getting a lot of actions with your speed, and hopefully staying out for a little while with your evasion. So let's look at her moves. First up, we have Wind God's Fan. Hits 2 MP spell that hits enemy row with a wind element, dealing 121% of your attack, minus 54% of the opponent's defense. High piercing power, but incredibly low attack power, with a fairly low attack stat. It does have a 12% extra accuracy, a delay of 54%, so actually fairly high delay. Next up, Peerless Wind God. Costs 54 MP. Whoa, no, it costs 4 MP, hits a single opponent with a wind spell that has a damage formula of 225% of your attack, minus 75% of the opponent's defense, but increases your speed by 20% and has a delay of 66. So overall, it's not a rose spell, I guess, but it's sort of like a better version of her Wind God's Fan. And then next up we have Saru Tahiko's Guidance, which is a 3 MP cost spell that targets one ally with wind element and increases their speed by 37 plus skill level times 3. So at level 1 it's 40, and at level it's 52 at level 5. And it has a 75% delay, so incredibly low, especially with this great speed. Finally, we have another buffing spell that targets one ally for 5 MP. This one, though, instantly sets the action bar to 1,000 times the skill level, which and has 40% delay. So, special note about this, you might wonder, well, if you get an action at 1,000, it always resets it down to something below 1,000, and so, there's no point saying it to above 1,000, but the thing is that sometimes, it does a little, second to calculate the action bar increasing, and then pauses it to, check action bars or whatever. So you, a lot of times, will have your opponent get an action bar, of 10,024, or 10,105, or something like that, which is greater than 10,000, so they will actually act before you. So setting it to 2,000, you only need 2,000, will always guarantee you 100% to always go immediately, and not occasionally be outsped. So it eliminates a little bit of luck for just 5 extra skill points. Though, if you're investing anymore, it's completely worthless. Unless you just want to do 50,000 for fun, I don't hold you against that. So her base boosts are attack, HP, and evasion. Not bad. Not that she uses attack, since you notice that her 2 attacking moves are both fairly terrible in terms of damage, not coming off a good attack stat either. And HP is not bad, because she actually has good HP. Next up we have Motivated Heart, Hands-on Experience, we already went over them. And then after that we have Nimble. Whenever you get a speed debuff, the debuff becomes a buff. So, not bad. She works well in debuff teams, and as you know, I love my debuff teams. Debuff teams are my favorite type of team. So, hey. Fairly good addition to debuff teams. Next up, Gensokyo's fastest lessons. You have a skill level times 50% chance of starting the battle with action bar at 20,000. Again, I mentioned 20,000 means you are guaranteed to go first no matter what. And so putting 2 points in this, so it's basically putting 1 point is kind of really stupid because it's 50% chance, and RNG will always side against you. So just put 2 points into it. So I'll change it to 10 MP, start the battle, you will always go first. 10 skill points, start the battle, you always go first. Good, really good, really good. Really good. It is one of the god tier abilities, I would say, maybe? I don't know. Fairly close to one, if not one. Next up, Tengu's Win. On the user's turn, you'll have everyone's speed will increase by skill level times 4%. Not the best buff, but it's something, and speed is always helpful. Unless you're a debuff team. This doesn't synergize with debuff teams at all, because you want to debuff your own selves, so yeah, this is actually pretty bad on debuff teams. Don't put points into this on a debuff team. Because yeah, you'll just make your Hina even slower, and you don't want Hina to be slower. Plus, it'll make your speed debuff go down, so it'll actually slow you down as well. Next up, ability Manipulate Wind. Reduces wind damage, actually really good. In fact, it's applied to all frontliners. Extra steps, when a user kills an enemy, user will be able to act again immediately. Did I mention that you have really bad damaging spells, and that even if you invest really high into damage, you're going to be doing a lot less damage than most other characters in the game, like 90% of other characters in the game? Yeah, combined with the fact that most of enemies, like any boss, won't actually have more than one of them, means that this is fairly useless. So yeah, she has one really useless and one situationally useless abilities, but overall, not bad. So, overall, she has 2 things that synergize really well. Gensoku's Fastest Lessons and Divine Grandson's Advent. Divine Grandson's Advent might be the best ability in the game. Best active ability in the game. Probably, if we're talking about just active abilities, it is the best, no contest. Aya is the best support, because you can just basically say, hey, anyone need to take a turn? You take a turn. Hey, do we need to debuff the enemy so it doesn't kill us? Hey, Hina, you get a turn. Hey, do we need to one-shot this enemy? Okay, attackers, I'm just going to give you all turns. I move really fast, and this only has a 40% delay, but who cares? I can just give out buffs like crazy. So yeah, just everyone has turns. Oh, someone need to heal? Well, I'll just give my healer a debuff. Like, and Aya is so fast that she can only forward change someone out and then immediately give them a buff right afterwards. She's just really good at just giving people turns and allowing your party to just act as much as you want. And that's one of the reasons why, well, most of the reason why I rate Rinosuke in F, because I hate him. But one of the reasons why is because I think he's inferior to Aya. I prefer Aya. So let's talk about subclasses. Guardian. Aya doesn't have the best defenses, though she does have good HP stats, so you could run her as a tank, but most of the time you're just going to be relying on your evasion, so yeah, not the greatest. Monk. Yeah, it can make you faster, I guess, but you're going to be missing out on some other utility that you might be able to use, though actually early game. It might not be bad. Warrior, no, you don't have good attacking spells. Sorcerer, no, you don't have good magic. Healer, no, you don't have any healing. You can raise your speed buffs if you want, but it's kind of ineffective compared to other characters. You don't have any debuffs, you don't have any stats flickerments. Your MP is terrible. You don't have any good damage. Increasing all your stats doesn't do much. So all you can see, she has some really bad subclasses. Let's talk about the good ones real quick. Herbalist. Sometimes everyone already is getting attacks as much as they want, and you don't need to give people extra turns. I mean, never hurts, but sometimes you just rather give out a buff. Because this doesn't have a long delay, and it just is a really good damage buff, you can just give this to someone, then immediately give them a turn, and voila. You have actually something extra that Aya can do to make it even better than she already is. Strategist. I use this quite a bit on her. Just allows her to do what she already does, but gives her an extra buff to everything. Because it doesn't, it allows her to buff other people just by passively being there, so it allows her to just do what she does, but better. And then lastly, let's just gloss over Diva. Alright, I mentioned that I'd only go over to someone that has synergies. Aya has the synergy. Technically, anyone can do this. But, well, for one, she's really good at grinding because you can just give an instant death user a turn, and then boom, they wipe out a bunch of lowly lives, and all the mobs die. You can just give someone good AoE a turn, and then boom, they wipe everyone out because you start off at 2000 action bar anyways, so you start at 2000 action bar, get someone a turn, immediately before anyone has the action bar even move, you've already done an AoE attack which will wipe everyone out, and you get a bunch of XP, yay! Aya can move instantly, means she can run away from fights instantly before the opponents can get a turn, so you will always get a run away, which means she's really good for exploring, and this is also really good for exploring. She doesn't have the best MP cost, so this is really good, and we'll talk about if this, it's just really good because you don't have good MP cost, and you might be running an MP heavy skill set real quick. I'll be talking about that. Increases the action bar of all allies and enemies. I mean, you already do this, and much better than this does, and you don't increase enemy stuff, so yeah, isn't that great. Okay, it's time. Let's go over how to do this. Level up characters. Alright. Let's go to, the 16th floor extra. Well, so, there's a certain strategy that you can do. Oops. I want to leave here. There's a certain strategy that you can do that is absolutely stupid. So, I'm just gonna kind of show off Aya in action. I know I didn't give this treatment to a lot of other people, but hey, I just need to show this off here. So, to get this, you need a few pieces of a puzzle. First is if someone with really fast speed. Aya does this by far the best. Give them an orb. Aya at least needs an orb of erythin, and then just give us some speed stuff. Just whatever floats your boat to speed. What's really fast? That's really fast. Genji gloves give speed. That gives speed. Okay, that gives speed as well. Okay. I might should have given her better equipment, but I don't know. I think she should be fine. Anyways, do you want to know how to win every fight ever? Here's an exploit. You start off immediately with a turn. Your opponent will never be able to do anything. But wait, you won't either. That's where you're wrong. Okay, no, not Magic Circuit. I have everyone subclasses Magicians. I didn't want to one-shot them, actually. I have everyone subclasses Magicians because it helps support Aya's MP in case something goes wrong, but most likely won't. Orb of Ethereum allows this infinite to happen because otherwise Aya's crappy MP generations was too bad for this to work. So even if you don't one-shot him, oh, Shadowcats are actually really bad. You still have plenty of leeway. Shadowcats are like the one thing that can actually match Aya's speed. See? Never get a turn. This is a way to completely invalidate the entire post-game. It will take a little while. As you can see, I'm not regaining MP that quickly. But it is in fact a way. As you can see, I'm actually regaining MP. Slowly but surely, I'm regaining MP. Not to mention, if I get a skill discount for free, that gives me back MP as well. So, anyways, I think I should just end this. Oh shoot, that's not good. I missed. Shadowcats are actually one of the fastest things in the entire game, so, and I didn't have the best speed equipments, and but you could sort of see the idea of what I was going for. Aya and Diva work together way too well, and you end up getting that abomination. So, I think that's about it for Aya. I believe we've gone over everything. Sort of, well, kind of, okay. So the idea behind Aya is, in general, you're just very fast and you're a very good supporter. You outclass pretty much every other supporter in the fact that giving turns is oftentimes you can support supporters, you can support tanks, you can support attackers, you can literally do everything. The action boys are just good on everyone. Which is why, let's go over the tier list real quick. S, C, F, Borderline 1, Borderline 3, Borderline 2, C, S, E, A, S+, E, S+, S, S, Borderline 2, and then finally S. I wanted to give Aya S+ so bad. So bad, but breaking the game I considered to be a niche strategy that should not be run for anyone that is doing anything other than just trying to cheese out 100% to, you know, beat the deformed ones in order to finally get Mary and Rinko. Because let me tell you, getting these two characters without using that infinite is, whew, it's a doozy. But yeah, if that doesn't count, Aya is still one of the best supports in the game. But she is not game breaking. There's still fights in which you will not want to use her. There's like 2 fights in the game which you won't want to use Komachi, and like 3 that you won't want to use Nitori. But there's always other options other than Aya, and Aya is not always the best thing to use. There are times in which Aya just isn't as useful as other characters, and you just don't want to use her. Especially because her evasion is very RNG dependent, and without it she dies very quickly, as you saw against that Shadowcat. And having and lacking that big tank can sometimes be detrimental. And well, yeah, and like once you have her die, then yeah, that's a big part of your team gone a lot of times. So overall, she's really good. Just I kind of overestimate her at the start, and I think that she may not be as good as I once made her out to be. Still great. Anyways, I think that about covers it. Next time, we're going to be discussing Mystia Lorelei. Until then, see ya.